Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, flood finances. The record-setting rain costing the city more than last winter's record-setting snowfall. Problem property, why neighbors are fed up with a condemned house where people are still living. And patient prices, how much optional health screenings could cost under Alberta's new policy.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
Edmonton City Manager says the record-setting rain this summer is going to cost taxpayers more than the record snowfall did last winter. As Edmontonians brace for another possible thunderstorm, local leaders are deciding whether to spend more on flood prevention. CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports.
Traffic is diverted away from Queen Elizabeth Park Road. City workers appear to be installing barriers to shore up the bank. Above, the sidewalk is closed, where a large section of earth has given way.
From an infrastructure or an impact or a money perspective, we're seeing bigger impact from the rain in the summer here than we had in the winter.
Last winter also saw wild weather. Record-setting snow had city plows clearing streets around the clock. Navigating around parked cars, there weren't enough resources to have ticketed and towed. The city manager says that effort cost tens of millions of dollars, and now
this is multiple tens of millions we're into already, looking at anywhere from 20 to 30 million right now in just water impact.
That estimate is from before last weekend's storms that battered concert goers at Commonwealth Saturday and shut down major commuter routes in the core Monday, flooding sections of 98 Avenue by the low-level bridge.
I've been here for 26 years in this spot, and I've never seen this underpass flood before, so this is a first for me.
In 2019, Council approved a $1.6 billion plan to build out dry ponds, bolster drainage, and more over 20 years. NAC says work done so far has enabled communities that used to flood to withstand this summer's once-in-a-century storms.
We've received more rain than we got back in the 2012 floods, where we saw southeast Edmonton impacted, and yet we're not seeing the same impact to the broader communities.
Council can consider small changes like paying for warning lights on the Yellowhead, like these ones on the White Mud, but the city is largely sticking to its existing flood plan, treating the record rain as an anomaly for now.
If that's something that continued on, then we would look at making adjustments. We're probably not going to make a lot of adjustments right now because this is something we haven't seen in 50, almost 60 years, I guess. So.
And Jeremy joins us now from near the low-level bridge where Connors Road flooded yesterday. So, Jeremy, how's the afternoon commute going today?
Yeah, Matt, this is right where you would have seen all of that water yesterday. In fact, that car that was up to its windows in water, that was right down here below me. No water to be seen at this point, and traffic seems to be flowing smoothly, though there are a few barricades on roads around here right now, a little further east on 98th Ave, on northbound onto Connors Road. So some impact still of that water, but for the most part, things are flowing smoothly. Things are not flowing smoothly for city finances right now as they try to recoup some of the costs of this disaster. The city has applied to the province for disaster relief, up to $26 million in uninsurable losses. That figure, Matt, though, does not include any of July. That's only up until the end of June. And so the city is expecting that number to go up and waiting to hear what all the province can cover. Matt?
All right, Jeremy Thompson near Connors Road tonight. Thank you. The mayor says he's pleased to see festival numbers are up despite the rain, which also underscores the need for preparation.
But more importantly, I think what this is a good reminder of is all of these festivals and events having good emergency protocols to making sure that if there needs to be a quick exit, is everything done appropriately so that people can safely get out.
NAC says some of the utility upgrades to Horillac Park have prevented it from flooding. The Edmonton Heritage Festival is scheduled to run there this weekend for the first time since the park reopened. All right, Josh, nice and sunny out there right now, although that could potentially be changing this evening.
I need to lean on something like Jeremy, hey? That was a great look, by the way. No storms just yet in the Edmonton area. We do have some off to the west and northwest of the city. Severe thunderstorm watch in effect for all the areas in yellow. Again, watch means potential. Warning means it's happening or it's about to move into your area. And as always, this is a large area of the province that's in yellow under a watch. Treat it like you're going to get severe weather, but most areas in that watch zone are not going to get severe weather, and that includes this tornado watch. Most areas within this gray zone, yes, you're under a tornado watch. The potential is there. Most areas are not going to get hit with a tornado. Here's your severe thunderstorm warnings, and you have an orange level warning there. This is actually an orange level watch for us here in Edmonton as well. Elevated risk for us here in Edmonton, because if these storms do go through, and it's still an if they do go through, you've seen all the flooding from the recent storms, and this one has tonight has the potential for much the same. You got a severe storm there southeast of Peace River, another just off to the southwest of Valley View or Girouville. This one's southwest of Valley View. All of these kind of moving off to the east northeast. For us here in the Edmonton area, now, these are going to miss as they slide off to the north-northeast. We'll see what happens with this. It's kind of weakening down there just off to the north of Drayton Valley. But you can see that would be the only one at the southern edge here, or the new development of some storms off to the west and to the south that would hit the Edmonton region. So for the time being, nothing in the Edmonton area. All the severe storms producing large hail in some areas up around Valley View, southwest of Valley View, potentially tennis ball-sized hail coming off some of those storms. All of those storms, as of right now, still a long ways away. Somewhere 6 to 9 p.m. if we're going to see anything. That would be the most likely time frame. For now, just windy and warm. Gusts to about 30 kilometers per hour and 25 degrees. We'll take an updated look on those storms and have a 5-day forecast. A couple of dry days on the way. All in just a few minutes.
It's about time. All right, Josh, thank you. A woman accused of killing a 27-year-old woman has been charged with second-degree murder. Police were called to the Hamptons neighborhood Sunday night just before 10 o'clock. They received reports about a fight outside of a home. Police say when officers arrived, they found a woman badly injured. She died in hospital. The autopsy shows she was stabbed multiple times. A 33-year-old woman was arrested. Police say the two women knew each other. A home in Sherwood Park has caught the attention of police, the mayor, and Alberta Health Services. Despite several orders to vacate from AHS, people are still living there. CTV's Noah Rashog reports neighbors are worried about their safety, and they've had enough.
We're afraid for the safety of those in the neighborhood.
People who call Sherwood Park's Glengarry Street home are fed up with their unruly neighbors. They say they've dealt with dog attacks, late-night police calls, and fights.
So some of those dogs got out and have attacked several of our neighbors. One lady was actually hospitalized, so it's very serious.
Two seniors down the street say they were chased by the dogs after they got loose. They spoke to CTV News anonymously, fearing for their safety.
There were 5 of them that came around the corner after her, and I just happened to come back after the dog that was chasing me, and we ran them off. But we were lucky because other people have been attacked.
Neighbors say they often see suspicious activity at the house. A notice to vacate the property was issued by AHS in September. Other notices have followed, but the problem property's residents are still there.
Heard from the mayor, they're on it. You know, the cops say, we're on it. But they don't live with it 24 hours a day.
At County Hall, Mayor Rod Frank is well aware of the issue.
We've been very involved in the file, and we've had the residents in, and we've had probably 5 or 6 of our administration right there talking about the file.
He says it's largely out of his hands and that evictions are AHS jurisdiction. He has a message for the agencies holding the process up.
Just think if it was your own neighborhood, you'd want this problem to be resolved, and we have to act. We have to respond to the public. If you need any help from us, we are there. But let's not delay on this one. Let's keep moving forward.
Strathcona County RCMP says it's been working on the file since November and are asking people in the area to report any potential criminal activity around the house. Noah Rashog, CTV News, Edmonton.
And we've asked AHS for an explanation. They have not yet provided one. A local diagnostic center expects more people will seek imaging testing when self-referrals begin Friday. The province says you should be prepared to pay the full cost before reimbursement. If the test leads to a cancer diagnosis, patients can apply for the province to reimburse them up to established rates. The province says the average cost of an X-ray ranges from $20 to $140. Ultrasounds average between $100 and $500. CT scans can cost between $250 and $1,000, and an MRI ranges from about $600 to $1,200. While one center expects a new policy will mean more tests will be conducted, it doesn't know how many more.
The number of private paid imaging exams in the province currently is measured in the low tens of thousands, right? So if it increased by 3 or 4 times, that could be 50 or 60,000 additional exams. This is very speculative, right? Because we don't have experience with this particular model, and it'll take some time for the capacity to build.
The province says information about the publicly funded rates for reimbursement will be released Friday. Albertans expecting their disability income support payments today may have to wait a few days. Alberta's Minister of Assisted Living and Social Services says he's aware of technical issues affecting some August ADAP payments. Nathan Newdorf says the province is working to identify affected clients and ensure those payments are issued in full. 80,000 Albertans rely on this money. A statement from Newdorf's office says corrected payments will be released within 3 business days of an affected client being identified. Santa's Anonymous is on mitigation duty to ensure donations are saved after its warehouse flooded. The recent storms have caused water to spew into the building. The charity says it's airing out the warehouse to help reduce humidity. It's also cleared the area to protect donations if more flooding occurs. While no toys were damaged, Santa's Anonymous says it needs to keep everything else mold-free.
We are concerned, like our gifting bags are cloth that we put all of our toys into and gift to those kids, and we've got an abundance of cardboard boxes in here, and those need to be in good shape so we can send them out to stores. And then we've also got a lot of books here.
Santa's Anonymous is aiming to collect 10,000 toys by November. Coming up next on CTV News, signs of success. The Edmonton Elks could be on the verge of reopening Commonwealth's upper deck.
So that would be a wonderful accomplishment.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
The city says it's scaling back on the new Lewis Farms rec facility to focus on what the community needs.
Where we're going to have a water slide?
The city took us on a tour of the building to see the progress. The rec center's original plan was changed after post-COVID inflation affected construction costs. The plans still include 2 pools, accessible twin arenas, a track, a public library, and a daycare space. Planners scaled back on designs that would have accommodated a higher-level athletic space. They also kept the ability to expand the rec center and the outdoor area in the future.
We have plans, in fact, for an outdoor skating rink and a skateboard park. Those are being preserved at this point, and the infrastructure to support those, so drainage for those areas, the refrigeration lines go to the outside of the building, and then they're capped off there, so these can be expanded as needed.
The city says the building is on track to open in the fall of 2028. The Edmonton Elks are off to a strong start this season. The team has 6 wins in 7 games so far and leads the West Division. CTV's Curtis Goodrum has more on what's different this year and how fans are feeling about the Double E.
Plethora of footballs, all years, and what's neat is they're all first games.
Mark Kay and his entire family have been Elks fans their entire lives, even forming close bonds with the team's players.
I look forward to that every time, because you're over there, right?
When they're not watching at Commonwealth Stadium, they are here, surrounded by Elks merchandise dating back to the 90s. Kay's son has never seen the Elks win a Grey Cup.
In previous years, we found a way to lose. Now we're finding ways to win, and it's just exciting.
Now, given the team's strong start to the season, he's more excited than ever to watch his team play.
It's been tougher for the kids to come. They haven't wanted to come as much, but now with the resurgence, it's huge. Like, kids want to come, their friends want to come to the games.
On the field, the Edmonton Elks say recent success is a culmination of the past 2 years.
And we tried to have that same sense of urgency, carry that into training camp, and then obviously just start faster. We started in a hole last year. We didn't want to do that again this year.
The Elks president says the team has already sold 22,000 tickets for their next home game against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. He says 33,000 ticket sales would reopen the upper deck. That section of Commonwealth hasn't been open for an Elks game since 2023.
it's just such an advantage in this league to have good fans that are going crazy the entire game. So we're looking forward to it.
We have a chance to win the Grey Cup, and I'm very happy about this season.
Kay and his family have already noticed a difference at the games.
Usually it's a yay, yay. Now the crowd's roaring, and he goes, oh, I can feel it in my ears. It's huge.
The Edmonton Elks' next game kicks off at Commonwealth Saturday evening at 5. Curtis Goodrum, CTV News, Edmonton.
And after practice, members of the Elks made a trip to Edmonton's food bank today. The Elks are taking part in Purolator's Tackle Hunger campaign. The team sorted donations at the food bank this afternoon. This Saturday, the Elks will be collecting donations for the food bank during their game against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. The team's president hopes every fan will bring something to give.
And this is honestly one of the best ways that anyone can give back, because there are people who need this and there are people who desperately need it. And I think when people recognize that and you see the number of volunteers that come here, it's just a wonderful thing for our city.
Last year, fans donated enough food to provide 26,000 meals in Edmonton. Still to come tonight on CTV News, Alberta bound why the Prime Minister is visiting Red Deer tomorrow. A southern Alberta county is putting a temporary pause on a data center development. Rocky View councillors voted in favor of a moratorium until the county comes up with regulations. That's expected in a few months. One councillor says a pause will help the county address key planning issues. The municipality has already approved zoning for a Beacon AI Centres project, while rejecting a separate proposal near Balzac last year. Rocky View County is also one of the many counties dealing with dry conditions and fire restrictions. The fire advisory suspends all burning and fireworks permits. Exceptions include barbecues, backyard fire pits that meet bylaw requirements, and recreational campfires and approved burn pits. There's also a fire restriction in Foothills County, south of Calgary.
Yeah, it's not wet everywhere in Alberta.
No, as you were just telling me during the commercial break there. We were just looking at the graphic yesterday. Calgary had 20 millimeters of rain compared to, we got that in a single day
20
here.
Calgary to Red Deer.
Potentially more on the way here, Josh.
Yeah, it looks like if we're going to see anything roll through the Edmonton area, it's going to be early this evening. We thought maybe some storms would be popping around the Edmonton area by now. They've all held off to the west so far. 25. Right now, as you look through the River Valley Skycam, sunshine this morning. Clouds have started to filter in the last couple of hours. 25 is the daytime high so far. I think we may get to 26. It's 16 in Grand Prairies. You've got some storms in that area. 28 in Coronation and 34 in Medicine Hat. Pretty humid. Dew points in the mid-teens, so lots of energy for these storms as they approach the Edmonton area to start to grow, and that's part of the concern, is that they may blow up right over top of the Edmonton region. We're feeling like 29 right now. You have a heat warning in effect across the south. In the yellow zone, severe thunderstorm watch. It's an orange level watch for the Edmonton area. And again, the main concern there is that if these storms roll through, it's not going to take more than 20, 30 millimeters of rain, and you may see some localized flooding again. Here's your tornado watch in the gray zone, and then in the red areas, those are your severe thunderstorm warnings. These storms here just kind of holding in place, so you're getting some really sizable hail and possibly even some localized flooding with the heavy downpours coming off of that. This one, south of Valley View, has moved almost due east, and then a little bit of rotation off some of these storms here in the Mayerthorpe area, east of Whitecourt, and south of Valley View earlier in the day. That one, a little less rotation coming off of that now than there was earlier. But some of these here we'll keep an eye on. The main threats, if we're going to see one of these storms develop or produce a tornado, would be off to the west and north of the Edmonton area. So this would kind of be the region we're keeping an eye on. You can see this main line is still a long ways back to the west, southwest of the Edmonton area. So unless something pops up in the leading edge here, we got a couple hours to go before those storms really start to make their way through the Edmonton region. Bulk of the severe weather looks like it's going to be north of Edmonton. Heavy downpours, large hail. I mean, some of these storms, based on what we're getting off radar, look like potentially up to tennis ball sized hail. There's the southern edge of that potentially goes through the Edmonton area, and by about 10, 11 o'clock tonight, it's off into northeastern Alberta. Skies will clear after that risk of storms early this evening, and we'll stay mainly sunny tomorrow with a chance of some more showers and thunderstorms across the north. In Edmonton, though, Next couple of days actually look storm-free. 14 in Fort McMurray tomorrow morning, 10 and 11 in Grand Prairie and Red Deer. We'll be in the mid-teens here in the city. Low to mid-20s across the northeast. Low 20s, Peace River, Grand Prairie. 24 for Red Deer with some sunshine in here in the city. Temperatures down to about 14 degrees tomorrow morning and up to around 24, 25 tomorrow afternoon. Again, eyeballing somewhere in that 6 to 9 p.m. range, maybe 7 to 10-ish for a chance of thunderstorms. I put a 20% chance here for Thursday night. I really don't think that's going to happen, and if it does, it'll be overnight. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday should mostly be dry. Gets wet again late Saturday and into Sunday.
All right, Josh, thank you. The Prime Minister will be in Red Deer tomorrow, along with Danielle Smith. The Prime Minister's office says the visit will include a late morning housing announcement and a visit with local canola farmers. This will be Carney's third visit to Alberta this month. He recently visited Calgary to promote Canadian unity, to advance the West Coast pipeline, and to take in the Stampede. When we return, how a new drug from the U of A that mimics something found in hibernating snails could help human health.
If we could give it to a human being, the damage from heart attacks would be less.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Wednesday, we take a look at the elusive northern flying squirrels that are in our area if you can find them, plus sun-kissed and hard to resist. We'll talk to the host of a sexy new show, Temptations Under the Sun, Cypress.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
A discovery at the University of Alberta could change the way doctors treat heart attacks and preserve organs in the future. Researchers have created a first-of-its-kind drug called SNAP. The drug mimics a process found in hibernating snails and other animals. SNAP puts cells into a low-energy state, which protects them when oxygen and nutrients are limited. Researchers say the discovery could help reduce damage from heart attacks and better preserve organs waiting for transplants.
If we use this drug in these organs, we will improve their shelf life, make them last longer, have a better chance of finding the perfect donor. The second application is that we could be giving this drug to patients that are having a heart attack and you're trying to open the blood vessel with stents or do bypass surgery. These hearts also get damaged for similar reasons. So if we could give it to a human being, the damage from heart attacks would be less.
Researchers believe the discovery could also have a role in anti-aging and long-term space travel. They say more research is needed before the drug can be tested on humans. That's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.